Okay, good morning. Welcome to my morning forecast on Tuesday the 2nd of July. As always, I'll start on the daily, work down the time frames, looking at key areas of market structure and high probability areas of interest. So if we start on the euro dollar on a daily, you can see that the swing structure is bullish, the internal structure is bullish, and we've just got printing green candles all the way up. Not showing any sign of shift, and there's no indication that this is going to slow down anytime soon. We are pulling into some weekly supply, but it's from it's very old supply, so don't know if it's going to hold any relevance. Okay, if we look on the 4 hour, you can see that the swing structure is bullish. Got the strong swing low, the weak swing low, got the strong swing high. Internal structure is bullish after we had this internal break. So we do have this area of demand, which is a sweep zone, which means when it was formed, it swept the low of this candle, meaning it's got a bit more confluence. So we could see a pullback into the zone before carrying on in line with the internal structure and in line with the swing structure. Or if we're going to see a deeper pullback, then we could see a pullback into this zone, which is also a sweep zone. This is unmitigated, so yeah, if we break through this zone, we'll likely be coming to this zone before continuing up. Yeah, on the daily we are overextended past this break of structure and even past this internal break of structure. So we don't want to be timing reversals and looking for reversals, but if they come, we're going to be ready for them. So yeah, on the 4 hour, if we pull into this first sweep zone, we will be looking to go long. And if we look at the hourly, you can see that the swing structure is bullish and the internal structure is now bearish after we've had this internal break of structure. So that means we have internally a weak strong low here, and this is potentially could be a strong internal high. So this strong internal high could, if it's going to do its job, will break this low. So we can be looking for sells as we break this low. So we can look for this price action. So yeah, obviously we're aware that we're going against the daily, but we can be looking for trades into this POI. As we approach this 4 hour sweep zone, and then within the 4 hour sweep zone we have a 1 hour sweep zone. So if we do come down here, quite likely to come into this zone. Okay, if we look at the pound dollar on the daily, we can see that the swing structure is bullish and the internal structure is bullish. We do have this demand zone at the bottom here, which is a sweep zone. So a sweep zone, but it's quite far away, so we're not expecting to come into that anytime soon. But when we do, then we will expect a reaction from there. We can see that we've just wicked above the high, so it is showing that we tried to break the high and we've come back down. So that could be a sweep, which could be the catalyst for a pullback. If we look on the 4 hour, you can see that the swing structure is bullish and the internal structure is bullish. We have come from this sideways range and then we've continued up. And we've, most recently struggled to move up because we've had this break of internal structure, and then an immediate rejection. So we Wouldn't be too surprised to see this continue to move down. That would be a sweep of the liquidity on the daily, and that could fuel the move down. Looking for targets, we've got this sweep zone here. We swept the liquidity below this low, giving it more confluence. So this zone has been mitigated. So this supposedly is a weak high. This is a strong low. If we break this low, then obviously this is a weak, then this is a strong high, and wouldn't be surprised to see price come into this sweep zone. If we look at this leg, there's not a lot of price action in this leg, so if we break this low, expect us to get to this sweep zone pretty cleanly. If we look at the 1 hour, we can see that the small bit of demand in that leg is here. And yeah, and we can see that the internal structure is now bearish after we broke this low. So wouldn't be surprised if this bearish structure continues to be, internal structure continues to be bearish. We may get a small reaction from here, come in, and then we'll have these zones to trade from. So we're going to have a zone here, which we can look to trade. A zone here, a zone here. Okay, so that is the pound dollar.